working out, piano, woodworking, podcasting, school. What do all of these have in common? They're all things I've started but never got good at. I even tried game development 7 years ago, but the same thing kept on happening over and over. You know that euphoric feeling when you start a new hobby or project? You get to buy new gear, you learn all about the exciting stuff you'll be able to do. You watch experts doing something incredible and you see yourself doing the same thing in a few months. So you get right into it. You look at beginner tutorials, get into the community, and everything just seems so fun and easy. But at some point, you hit a wall. It gets too hard, you plateau. Beginner tutorials don't cut it anymore, and since you've been stuck in a tutorial hell from day one, you can barely do anything on your own. You start thinking, maybe you just don't have what it takes. And then you give up. Moving on to the next thing, you'll eventually quit again. Well, this is very common, and it's exactly what's preventing you from being good at something. This is not a wall actually, it's called the dip. I just finished this book by Seth Godin, and I was thinking how perfect the dip goes with game development. If I tell you the name Local Thunk, does it ring a bell? He's the creator of one of the best games made in 2024 called Balatro. Before that, nobody knew who he was. He's an IT guy from Saskatchewan who's been making video games as a hobby for the past 10 plus years. He never expected Balatro to blow up, but after more than a decade of making games, his skills finally paid off. We almost never hear about the greats until they reach the top. It's because they were too busy crawling their way through the dip, persevering. The dip is what separates quitters from those who become great. But when you're in the dip, you might have to quit things to get out of it. How can you master programming if you're also learning guitar, drawing, 3D modeling, and video editing? You have to ditch a few heavy loads to stay above water. It's the same reason why you don't see the best singers in the world competing at the Olympics. No one can be the best at everything. They have to focus on one thing. It's also why companies like Amazon, Netflix, Google keeps trying to break into gaming, only to fail every time. They quit because it's not worth it for them. They stick to what they are the best at. Every major game studio we take for granted has been through the dip. Rockstar, From Software, CD Projekt Red. Each of them found their niche and became the best in their category. You don't see them getting into delivery or streaming services. It's crucial to recognize when we're in the dip. This is when most people panic and give up. If you're already discouraged and something stressful happens in your life, it doesn't take much to let go of that project, thinking it was just too hard anyway. Now, how can we detect if we're going down the dip? Usually, progress slows down, things get harder, and results don't come as easily as before. This is the time to decide whether what you're doing is worth pursuing. Is there a long-term goal where you can see yourself being successful, or is it a dead end? Quitting now might also be the best decision, allowing you to redirect your energy elsewhere. One of the best quotes I read in the book is this: quit in the dip often enough and you'll find yourself becoming a serial quitter, starting many things but accomplishing little. Now, think about the times you've gone through something similar. What have you started with a lot of enthusiasm, only to quit when it got too difficult? Has something in your life ever drained your energy, making it impossible to push through the dip? Let us know in the comments. I'm sure you're not the only one who's been through this. I feel like I'm in a dip right now, and I'll have to quit some things to get through others. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned programming, drawing, playing guitar, 3D modeling, and video editing. They're all personal things I'm trying to get better at right now. A friend of mine lent me his guitar since I've always wanted to try it. It took me 3 months to take it out of the case, and after about 30 minutes of playing, I realized I wouldn't have the time or willpower to learn it. I have so many other interests right now, so I quit guitar before even starting. I'm also learning drawing, but as a hobby, so it's not really a problem since it won't affect any long-term goal if I quit. I'm doing it for fun. But here I am, learning programming, 3D modeling, and animation for my game development journey. If I had to choose, I'd probably let go of programming, but I really enjoy coding the functions for the models I create. I actually feel like I'm slowly making my way out of the dip with video game development, or at least the dip is getting smaller. I don't have to think about the basics anymore, and I understand the more complex stuff much faster. I remember when I didn't understand how variables work, and now looking at a script is almost like reading a book. But I also decided to dive into YouTube. I've always wanted to start a channel and make videos about the things I create. It's still all new to me and the dip is yet to come, so we'll see how this goes. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Don't forget to push yourself through the dip if it's worth it. See ya.